Welcome back to the R&B Lady Sports Talk.
I'm Pamela Ross.
And I'm Yolanda Bridges. And we're definitely about to bring you some of our favorite sports moments that's been happening this past week.
Yes, so college basketball has started. Anything interesting going on with the college teams right now?
Well, yes, Pam. But it is preseason per se, if that's the way you want to call it. There's some tournaments going on around the nation. A lot of good basketball being played. I think the good thing about basketball, you can catch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, girl. Find you a game, watch it, embrace it. But, as far as me making an assessment right now, it's just a little bit too early. There was a upset, if you will, and there's been some good games, but I feel like it's a little too early. Plus, we got a lot of football to talk about. So,
all right, well, take us into the NFL. What do you have for us this week? You got some good shenanigans, some good games.
Well, I don't really have any shenanigans, like I like to bring it, but there was a lot of good football in the NFL being played this past weekend. Let's just start off. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Cowboys and the Steelers. Pam, this game was very exciting. There were 7 lead changes in this game. It went all the way down to the wire. Cowboys ends up winning 35-30. And my assessment is it was won in the third quarter. Cowboys were able to outscore the Steelers. First quarter, second, and fourth quarters, the points pretty much were evenly matched. So the third quarter, they were able to just really get some points on that board, and they were still down going to the fourth quarter, but just enough where all they needed was a touchdown to win, and that's how they pulled it off. So congratulations to the Cowboys again. They got one of the best records right now in the NFL at 8-1.
Hey, that was a phenomenal game. I did watch the second half of that game, and it was kind of back and forth. And the Dallas Cowboys were not going away. They were not going to be beat by a veteran team. They came to play, and I do think this was a make or break game for Dak. With the Tony Romo lingering over his head. Oh, is he coming back? Is he gonna? Now Dak is going to be the backup possibly. He came out, he showed them exactly what he does and what he does best, which is win games. That offense is cohesive. They play well together. They have a great chemistry. And when everybody thought that, the Steelers were going to pull away, here come the Cowboys. And when the Cowboys kind of got up, here come Pittsburgh. And they just went back and forth. But at the end of the day, Dallas did what they needed to do to get the win. And that was a great game. So kudos to them. And congratulations to Dak and Ezekiel Elliott. I think if there could be a Rookie of the Year award, they would definitely be, the two to look for.
Just to talk about it just for a second, it feels like, I don't know if it's just you, Pam, or if it's just me, or if it's both of us, but it feels like the nation is holding their breath, waiting every week to see what's getting ready to happen with this Cowboys team. And I guess at the end of the day, that's what you want to look for. You're looking for the excitement. You're looking for the week to week. Bring it to the house. Let's do it. And that's what the Cowboys are doing right now. So
They're bringing it every week.
Every week. All right, moving along. So we had the Saints and the Broncos, Pam. This was another game that went down to the wire. So the Saints were down by 6. Here goes Breeze right now. He makes his complete pass to Brandon Cooks. In between 2 defenders, gets the touchdown to get the game tied 23-all. Fourth quarter, 1 minute 22 seconds left in regulation. All right, so hey, if anybody else is thinking like I'm thinking, which we're all thinking like I'm thinking, I'm sure. Who isn't not thinking like I'm thinking? We're about to get this game because the extra points are getting ready to make, and yay, Saints. What happens? Extra point is blocked by Justice Simmons, scooped up by Will Parks, ran down the field 84 yards to get 2 points as he takes it into the end zone. Now, look, 2 years ago, this didn't exist. If you would have picked up the ball or touched the ball after a kick, the ball just automatically becomes dead. But in 2015, the NFL changed that rule. So now, hey, you can pick it up, run it back in. I think the whole nation was a little bit stunned. But, hey, whatever. The Broncos go on to win 25-23.
Well, I guess the Saints were wishing that it was 2014 again. What can you say?
All right. Game number 3. Titans and the Green Bay Packers. So all I can say about that was did not see that coming. Titans wins 47, Green Bay 25. I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, but hey,
yeah, it's definitely something going on in the locker room. He called his team out a few games ago, and it hasn't gotten any better. You know, the offense isn't playing together. The defense isn't getting any stops. It's just like everybody's out there playing for themselves, and nobody's playing as a team, and it's showing. And it's getting worse week by week. I mean, nobody wants to see a stinky football game like that against the Tennessee Titans, but I'm going to give them their love because they got a great win over Green Bay this weekend. And like you said, we didn't see that coming. I definitely didn't see it coming. I'm glad I'm not a betting girl because I would have lost some money this weekend.
Well, hey, the Titans probably watched one of them shows when you were like, who?
Why you got to bring up old stuff?
My bad, girl. My bad. All right, moving along. So game number 4, Washington and Minnesota. Look, this was a game of runs. So Washington jumps out on a 2-touchdown lead. Then Minnesota scores 3 touchdowns back to back. They go in at the half. It's 20-14. So what happens in the second half, Pam? Look at here. Dustin Hopkins, the kicker for Washington, said, hey, we're not going to end up on the R&B Lady Sports Talk in the shenanigan column. There's no shenanigans for him. He kicks all 4 field goals, gets the ball through the field goal post, Pam, to help Washington get that win 26-20.
And who says kickers aren't important?
I'm saying. I wish they all would start recognizing that.
I love it. Hey, do your job. Do your job.
That's right.
Do
Part
your
of your
job.
It's
Good
your
job.
You're done. All right. And my last game I want to talk about is the Chiefs and the Panthers. Now, look, Pam, we have to give credit where credit is due. Cam Newton is a phenomenal athlete. Let me just call a spade a spade. All right. And what I love about Cam Newton, you could say whatever you want to about how he's a big boy and ain't nobody about to just, whatever you want to say. But when he runs with the football like he is the running back or the tight end or whatever, you don't see him hardly diving feet first. And I know that's pretty much the wise thing to do for a quarterback. But I like how he dipped his shoulder. He like, come on, what? It's me. So first I want to show you this clip right here with Cam Newton going in for the touchdown. Man, he looks like a running back for real, Pam. He's using his thighs. He's using his muscle. He leans back, stretches it out to the end zone, touchdown. I love it. Then, that was the first touchdown of the game. Second touchdown, or I don't know when this touchdown happened, but all I know, he throws a beautiful pass into the end zone. So I'm just watching this guy, and I'm like, hey, man, just an athlete. But, hey, it wasn't enough for them to get the win. Sorry. Kansas City showed up in the fourth quarter. You got this interception right here being played by Eric Berry, and I love this play because he was like, what, who, and and then he takes off. He gets that touchdown for Kansas City, and if that wasn't enough, you had Marcus Peters, who just snatches the ball. I don't even know who that was for the Panthers. He just took the ball, Pam, like he was a bully or something. He's like, give me that football. And then he was like, well, we going to win this game. And I was like, oh, dang. So Kansas City wins 20, Panthers 17. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too, because, I'm a huge fan of Cam Newton. He is a great athlete, but football is not a one-man show, and his team needs to show up for him. I think they started off the game strong, but they didn't play the full fourth quarters. You can't fizzle out. You can't get, a little lead and think that it's over. You're playing in the NFL, and you need to play a solid full 4 quarters. And that's not happening for them. And it's really sad because they were in the Super Bowl earlier this year, and I believe they're just sitting now at 3-6, maybe 3-5. They've only won 3 games. It's a disappointment, to be honest. So I love to give Cam Newton all the accolades for being a great athlete, but unfortunately football is a team sport and the team is just not getting it. So sorry.
All right. Any other football games you want to talk about? This NFL football games you want to talk about?
Oh, NFL?
Mm-hmm. All right, then let's just get to it. Look at here. I'm not about to ask you to take no breath. You don't even have to worry about it. I'm not even about to ask you to calm down. Let's just get it, because there was some shenanigans this week in college football. I ain't even gonna lie. So you ready?
I'm ready. I'm gonna just say, listen, I'll say this. I didn't expect this weekend. it was a shock to me and probably most of the nation. But I'm ready to dive in head first.
Well, just a little disclaimer to the folks who may be tuning into our show for the first time. It's probably about to get nasty. So here we go.
we just deliver facts. I'm just delivering facts. Sometimes, the truth hurts, but it doesn't change the facts.
All right, here we go. And I was bullied to say this, world, so don't get mad at me. Alabama and Mississippi State.
Okay, so let me just go back just a slight bit. We're just going to go down, by the rankings of the teams, and nobody on this show is being bullied. I don't care what our eyes look like. So moving right along, Alabama, number 1, dominated Mississippi State. I really only just want to talk about a couple little things. They've been using, in my opinion, Jalen Hurts as a tight end, as a running back. So I'm kind of glad that they were able to let the offense go this weekend. They were able to start getting his passing game going, because we do expect to go all the way this year again. And we're going to need that passing game to be on point, along with the running game and the defense. So great job, Alabama, number 1. Moving right along.
My bad.
You still with me? Did that kill you? I know it's painful. You wait till I get to number 4, though. You wait till I get to number 4 and number 17. You ready for it? Fix your face. Let's go.
We gotta go all the way to 17. We're not going all the way to 17. Here we go. Number 2.
Number 2.
Clemson
and Pittsburgh. Let me tell you something. That game right there just started the day off of a roller coaster of losing. I don't understand what happened. We're talking about the number 2 team in the country, supposedly the number 2 team in the country, and what happened? What they've done all season. They struggled against Auburn at the beginning of the season. They struggled against North Carolina State. They struggled against Louisville, but they were able to pull out the wins. But were they able to do that this weekend? No. They let Pitt come into They let Pitt come into their home field and beat them like they stole something. Pitt came in for one reason, and it was to beat Clemson, and they did that. Clemson, listen, in the Pitt got the first 2 scores on the board or whatever. I'm looking like, well, let me turn to this game and see what's going on. Okay, here comes Clemson. Okay, they just a couple little incidents. Clemson gonna win. No. Pitt's coach was there to draw blood, and he did that. He was not afraid to call the big boy plays when they needed to be called. The kicker missed a couple, field goals throughout the game. But at the end of the game, when it was all said and done, when that offense and defense had annihilated Clemson on their home field, the coach went over. He gave his kicker a big kiss on the cheek. And he said, "You bring it home for us." And he brought it home. Field goal wins the game. Now, I do have to give Deshaun Watson a little, a couple accolades, because he had, the boy threw the ball 70 times. 70 times. He gonna need some rehab on his shoulder. And still lost. I'm sorry, that's too much. 580 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also 3 interceptions. Nobody's winning the game. They were exposed this weekend, and they took the L. Good job, Pittsburgh. Great job, Pittsburgh. Moving right along.
We might need that coach to kiss some of the other kickers on some of the other teams. Okay,
I'm just say this to you. I don't know about all kickers this weekend. It sound like Washington, the Redskins their kicker was on point this weekend. Seemed like the college kickers were on point this weekend, because there are a few games that were won by field goals, and the kickers were not intimidated. They brought the wins home.
I don't know. Maybe they got kisses before they kicked their field goals. I don't know. All right, here we go.
I'm all for the kisses. I'm all for it. Give them a kiss. If that's what they need, give them a kiss. Give them a hug, give them a lollipop.
I don't let them start all that. But anyway, here we go. Number 3, Michigan and Iowa. No.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Michigan, the number 3 ranked team in the country, lost to Iowa. Went down hard. It was a tight game. Michigan's offense tried to keep them in the game, but Iowa's defense was not going to be stopped. At the end of close, I believe it was a minute 54 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Michigan got the interception and thought, hey, we getting ready to bring this game home. It's been a tough one, but we gonna win this thing. Iowa's defense was like, you better check yourself. It ain't happening. They stopped Michigan's offense, got the ball back, got down in field goal range, and kicked the field goal to beat Michigan. Down goes number 3. What's happening? What's happening? Now we've lost number 2. We've lost number 3. Where are we going with it? Where are we going with it? Because number 4 playing later in the night. So let's keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Number 4.
UW and USC.
Now I'm gonna just be honest.
Might I add, just for tidbit, I don't care what you do with the information, but USC was a ranked team. Go for it.
You're right. You are definitely right about that. USC, yeah, they're ranked, and they're looking pretty good. I'm not gonna, they're coming back. USC was down a few years ago, kind of, sort of, in some form of fashion, but they haven't done anything in the last couple of years. And I did feel the upset in my spirit this weekend, but I ain't want to say anything because I know some people be getting a little salty, and I'm not gonna call names because that's just inappropriate. But yeah, USC beat Washington. Washington was just totally outplayed in that game, and this is the number 4 team in the country. This is, we talking Pac-12. We're looking at Pac-12 champions here. And USC, they couldn't score. I believe that they had a couple big plays for maybe 20 yards, and that was it. Quarterback couldn't get anything going. The defense couldn't get anything going. The special teams, the water boy, the cheerleaders, the flag girls, nor the band. It was all just a big flop.
Did you say the band? Good.
I'm sorry. Maybe the band did. Okay. What? Who you got, girl?
You want to keep going?
Keep going. There's got to be some happiness out there for somebody.
You can brought the band in it. Lord have mercy. All right, Texas A&M and Ole Miss.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Texas A&M was just ranked number 4 2 weeks ago. But somehow they've managed to get themselves in a situation that I can't even explain. They were up, winning this game, pretty much dominating, and the Ole Miss quarterback got hurt, I believe, in the 3rd or 4th quarter. The rookie quarterback came in and scored 23 points in the 4th quarter. Now, what happened to Texas A&M's defense? I don't know if they forgot that they were supposed to play the second half because they had the lead going into halftime. I'm not sure if the coach was like, well, we got this. We Texas A&M. I don't know if they saw you had a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I have no idea, but they got spanked. They got beat. Bad. It was ugly. Ugly. Took a L. How many teams is that now? We on team number 4? Yeah. This is all top 10 people. Stick with me. It's getting better.
Number 9, Auburn and Georgia.
Listen, Georgia has looked like poo-poo pretty much all year. I mean, hey, they got a new head coach. We like Kirby Smart. We love Kirby Smart. But he's a new head coach, and it's a growing process. So we're with Georgia. We're gonna give you time to develop and get yourselves together. Auburn has been on the rise. I've talked about them for the last couple of weeks. They're looking pretty good. Their defense is strong. Their running game is coming out. But I don't know if there's a bigger rivalry besides Auburn and Alabama. I believe the next one would probably be Auburn and Georgia. And Georgia was not, and I repeat, was not going to lose to Auburn this weekend. They played, and they played hard, and they played tough, and they played gritty, and they played grimy, and they beat Auburn. Now, I will say the Auburn's quarterback was injured, and they said that, they were running a lot of wildcat and this cat and the pussycat and any other cat that was out there to be ran. I don't know. I'm not sure what their problem was or why they couldn't go to their backup quarterback. Hey, listen, the cat didn't win. The Tiger Cat, no. I'm sorry. They didn't win. They got beat by the Georgia Bulldogs. The Bulldogs beat the Tigers. So down goes, I believe they were number 9. That's team number 5 for the week. Are we moving on? Because there was a lot of teams that it wasn't a week for ranked teams, if you will.
No, it really wasn't.
It really wasn't. Hey,
is there anybody else on your list there that you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, I do. I actually have a couple more. Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. Virginia Tech they were in the rankings, and it just was a disappointing game, and they lost. And I'm so tired of these teams that if you have a number in front of your name and you're in the top 25, I expect you to come in every week playing like it's the last game of your college career, and you better play gritty, grimy, and dirty and get the win. And it wasn't happening in college football this weekend. they were getting showed out on. And I just want to say the last team that I want to mention that took a L this weekend
Don't do
in
it.
the football world.
Do it. If you value our friendship, don't do it.
And look, this girl that's sitting across on this camera, her eyes are big and the lips pouty. She know I love her. I will give her anything in this world, but I got to give her these facts right now. And the facts are that UNC got beat by Duke. I
asked you not to do it. I asked you not to do it.
Tea at, girl. Where your tea? Bring your tea. And I know they known for basketball. I ain't mad about it, but hey, I just had to throw it out there because UNC was ranked number 17. In case anybody didn't know that.
I knew that.
I know you knew. I know you know.
Okay.
I know. So it was just a lot of shenanigans and foolishness happening in the college football world. Luckily for us, we have 2 more weeks of what, if you will, the regular season before we get into the championships, the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, the Pac-12, the MAC, the WAC, the Mountain West, the Mountain East, the Mountain Christian, I don't know, all the things. We got some new rankings, girl. We got some new rankings. Everybody probably was a little upset.
Make it real quick. Here you go.
Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. No, I'm sorry. Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, Louisville, Washington, Wisconsin, Penn State, Oklahoma, and Colorado. Now, I have to say that I've been sleeping on Colorado this year. I didn't even know that they were ranked teams, so I'm going to have to do a little research and look them up. Michigan didn't move, but where were they going to go? Let's be honest. I mean, you had the number 2, number 3, number 4, number 8, number 9, number 17, number this, number that. Everybody was losing this weekend, so wasn't surprised at the rankings for this week. I think that, in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be telling. It's going to be a lot of upsets, a lot of tears, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of trash talking, a lot of feelings being hurt, a lot of batting the eyes real slow and fast. I won't call no names. I'm just saying. That's what we have in the college football world this week. Keep up with us for the next couple of weeks as we keep bringing you the heat.
Only if they knew, Pam. Only if they knew.
Well, maybe we can share a little bit of that with them in the next few weeks.
Who knows? Well, there you have it, folks. Just a couple of women offering you our opinions on how we feel things should be. Hope you join us for another episode of the R&B Lady Sports Talk, where you don't have to be a man to be a fan.
Peace.